Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back at y'all. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Richest Steve in Atlanta, where it is about the journey, not the status. I am your host, Stevie Steve, the Richest Steve in Atlanta. Y'all are in for a great show. So on your way in the door, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Yes, sir. Episode number 46 in this piece coming into the new year. We are in 2025, and today we are going to talk about American culture with two topics, y'all. With two topics. Vivek Ramaswamy went in on American culture on X, so we are going to review that, and then we are going to talk about trades or college. So, like I said, y'all are in for a great show here starting off in 2025. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment as we get right on into our first topic today, y'all. Vivek Ramaswamy on American culture. Like I said before, Vivek Ramaswamy was seen on Twitter, X, formerly known as X, talking about this American visa thing that they're doing for immigrants, and it is a HV1 a H1B, my fault, an H1B visa for skilled workers. And him and Elon Musk were going in on Twitter saying that we need more H1B visas to get more skilled workers over here from other countries. Sent MAGA, Republicans, Democrats as well in an uproar because, as y'all know, they are on Trump's side, MAGA, whatever. They've been talking about less immigration into the U.S. and focusing more on American workers. But here you have Elon Musk, who decided, not Elon Musk didn't decide, Elon Musk is someone who came to the U.S. using an H-1B visa, and he says we need more. Vivek Ramaswamy came on that bandwagon and is like, hey, let's get more immigrants of skilled labor in here. And everyone's in an uproar. But I really wanted to review what Vivek had to say specifically about American culture, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right on into that video. Let's go. All right, y'all. So we're going to just read what he had to say on Twitter, backing up his claims of why we need more skilled immigrants coming to the U.S. and not all of the illegal immigrants that are coming through the Mexican border, basically. Let's get it. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. Yes, it would be, because we have a lot of smart, very educated Americans here in the U.S. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. And if you're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. So I'm figuring that he's going to now tell us the truth about American culture and what American culture now stands for when it comes to raising up our young and what American values actually are seen today. That, of course, would differ from other cultures as to why we would need more skilled labor coming in via the H-1B visa. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence. Okay, so that's a great way to bring this in. He's saying that we hold up mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s, and likely longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. Just this first little part that he put in here, I already know where he's going. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. Just starting right there, y'all. Just right there. Now we can talk about, because we're talking about young, we're talking about the culture of America that we push on our young people today. I would like to say American culture, of course, trash, especially in what he's saying right here. We do celebrate the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ. Like that's known. If you are in school, American culture pushes sports more than education. And I'm not going to say this is a wide variety. I will say this is a wide variety, especially in the community that I come from, the Black community. We for sure push sports, the jock, over the valedictorian. And that does not produce the best engineers. That doesn't produce the best workers. It really pushes a lifestyle of fame, media, more of a arts lifestyle to me than engineers, than mathematicians, scientists. Like we have a very popularity push to go for, especially in the Black community. What I see the Black community push for, specifically in the Black community, y'all, athletes, that means basketball, football, main two. Those are the two that we're pushing into. But even on our sports, becoming a rapper, a singer, entertainment. Now we've even switched over even more into content creation. So everybody wants to be a content creator, actor. No, not much do I ever see the culture as a whole pushing kids to actually be good in things such as math and reading. I know plenty of kids who know all the cuss words in the books. They can rap full songs, but let's be real, they can't read, write. They don't know they don't know their multiplication table. The culture has pretty much been like this, I would say, since the 90s. I have seen this pushed. It's trash, y'all. It's trash. And I think it's in the culture we live today. It's in what people see as a whole. Think about the music as a whole that's pushed, the propaganda, the TV shows that are pushed upon young people these days, or even when I was growing up. I'm telling y'all, some of the biggest things I remember is the 1 in 6 of Parks, 1 in 6 of Park, Bad Girls Club, the music videos that we used to see, all this stuff. It pushes a culture that is not really effective in producing the best engineers. That's 100%, y'all. That's 1,000%. Grew up seeing on TV, LeBron James, Kobe. That's the dream that Americans push on our kids these days. I don't think it's a big dream of like, I want to be a scientist. We do hear astronaut, but after like a certain age, after kindergarten, you don't hear people saying for real, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an engineer. I want to be an architect. You don't hear people really go into a lot of these lanes, and it's not really pushed. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I don't really hear these things with a mass majority of people in American culture these days. Let's continue reading though. A culture that venerates, y'all, look, he's using crazy words. A culture that venerates Corey from Boys Meet World, from Boy Meets World, or Zack and Slater over Sketch in Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. The one that hits home to me is Stefan over Steve Urkel. And the story of that is, y'all know Steve Urkel, when he's walking around just as being Steve Urkel, a majority of the people find him annoying. A majority of the people find him a nuisance. A majority of the people sees him as a detriment to their livelihood. But when he turns into Stefan, now everybody loves him because of who he portrays. He's not the smart guy anymore. Well, I think as Stefan, he's still pretty smart, but his persona changes to a very popular jock type vibes. And there's a lot more that can be read from Family Matters, but when it comes to the show pushing this American culture agenda, they very much pushed the agenda of, when he's Stefan, he's wanted, he's glorified in culture. And when he's Steve, he's the bottom of culture. Nobody wants him around. Fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch these TV shows, precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids were on to becoming widely successful STEM graduates. Their kids went on to become widely successful STEM graduates. And now we can have a talk about, y'all, I blame the parents for a lot of the stuff that goes down when it comes to pushing the culture in their own household for the limitation in the beliefs of their kids. Their kids don't see anything more because of the culture that it has started in the household, and then allowing culture as a whole to put that veil over the kids' eyes. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, growing up, this is something that my grandma used to do to us, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She used to do this. And I feel like parents should honestly, actively, especially these days, take a more progressive stance in limiting the things that their kids have access to. This is why you see a lot of the social media things coming in play, where kids under 14 can't have social media. And I know that's Florida hit that very hard, but my grandma actively limited how much we could participate in television when we were over there. She thought That's So Raven was the worst television show for kids ever. And she said because That's So Raven was always getting into some mess. Always getting into some mess. And I'm parents should be telling their kids over, you can be a football star. You should be telling them engineer, architect. I know for me, that's all I used to hear was, you're going to be architect. You're going to be architect. And I actually started going in that way. Obviously, I ended up being an engineer instead of architect, just because as learning through school, I was more going the engineering path than architect. But still, it's all in the same lane. What you tell a kid their possibility can be, that's what they see their possibilities being. And if you limit it only to being a jock, an athlete, that's all there is. They're all there is. More movies like Whiplash. I don't even know what Whiplash is, y'all. Fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more creating, less chilling, more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. This is all on parents. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. If you grow up aspiring to be normal, normalcy is what you will achieve. Y'all seen how I switched the words over real quick? Because, yeah, I understand, y'all. That word means to be normal. Normalcy. I don't know, y'all. Come on now. To be normal, you will be normal. And that is definitely what American culture, I feel like, looks like for a majority of the people. For a majority of people. Parents push normacy on their kids. And that's all kids see it being. I know a lot of times, this is why I say Black culture, not just specifically speaking to Black culture. People know Asian kids as being smart. People know, when you think of Asian kids, just from, you think Klarna, which is tutoring for their kids and all those things. Black culture does not push these things as a whole. 1,000%. You won't see kids getting in trouble that much for having bad grades. They're not going to get, a lot of parents aren't even going to care. A lot of these parents go to the teacher conference and they're looking at the teacher like something's wrong with the teacher. But the household does not push these things. The household is pushing, you're going to be a sports star. You're going to save us from the hood by sports or by being a singer. We don't push be smart enough, I feel like. We don't push be smart enough. Let's continue. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Being normal doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we'll have our butts handed to us by China. Yes, that is true. That is true. 1,000% true. It is tough to say, but it is true. This can be our Sputnik moment. We've awakened from slumber before. We can do it again. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America, but only if our culture fully wakes up. A culture that once again prioritizes achievements over normalcy, excellency over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. That's the work we have cut out for us, rather than wallowing in victimhood and just wishing or legislating alternative hiring practices into existence. I'm confident we can do it. Go America, go America, go America. Guys, American culture definitely has to change if we want better engineers, better scientists. As a whole, I feel like, yes, we are lagging behind. While we're still ahead, we need to stay ahead, y'all. American culture, it just doesn't push anymore. Like he said, nerdiness. Not even being nerdiness, because nobody. I even hate how he put that. Being smart is cool, guys. Being smart is cool. Being dumb is not cool. So the culture around the word nerdiness, like, let's make that cool. No, because to me, being nerd is be smart. We need to push I know plenty of people who are smart and cool. I wouldn't call them nerds. They're just smart. As a whole, like, the verbiage we use to describe these things sucks as a whole. It sucks as a whole, guys. And the things that we value as American culture has to change. Being smart should not be dumbed down to you're a nerd. And then you have Vivek saying, well, nerdiness over a jock. No, guys. You can be a jock still and be smart. It's just the characteristics of being a jock needs to change. Being cool in school now needs to be you're smart. This person can hold a good conversation. This person knows how to read and write. American culture as a whole needs to stop valuing certain things over others. We shouldn't value sports over your GPA. Your GPA should come first. And I know in a lot of households, your GPA comes after the sports. Your GPA comes after all the things that we value in culture. That's American culture for y'all, guys. That's American culture. Y'all let me know if y'all feel like Vivek Ramaswamy is right about American culture, because I feel like he is right. Yes, he is right. And as a whole, we need to change the characteristics of a lot of the words that we use, because we shouldn't be calling somebody a nerd for being smart, guys. For being smart, we need to value differences of opinion. We need to value people being different, and we need to stop judging people so much for the value that they bring, because everybody brings different value. Everybody brings a different value. But also in households as young as raising up our young, we need to push better values on them so that their future can be broader and wider as a whole, because a lot of these kids, y'all, they don't see a future of them being an engineer, being a scientist. And it's not because they don't have examples of it. There's plenty of scientists of all races. There's plenty of educators of all races. There's plenty of lawmakers of all races, guys. It's just in their households, they don't see it. The household culture doesn't extend outside of rappers. That's just what it is. Their household doesn't extend further than LeBron James or Kobe. So that's what they aspire to be. I think it really starts at the nucleus, which is families, and changing that culture first. Because yeah, the things that kids are raised up on, a lot of parents just don't care. Our parents don't care. A lot of people are not. I see a lot of people don't have the qualifications to be parents at all, because they don't. You don't push anything on your parents, on them. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know, is Vivek Ramaswamy right in this case with American culture? Let me know what we can change for American culture, because American culture right now, especially for the Black community, me as a whole, yes, we have pockets that are doing great, but as a whole, we push trash out into the culture, and as a whole, especially onto our kids, and that is a veil over their eyes of the possibilities of their future. Talking about futures, let's go ahead and get right on into our next topics of the day: trades or college. Guys, it has been a lot of talk as of late about more young people choosing trades over going to college. I love this topic because in my everyday life, y'all, I've been able to have friends. So I've been able to witness a lot of different routes that come for young kids. And like I said, with a lot of Black kids, they don't see anything. They don't see themselves going to college because they don't see themselves becoming engineers. They don't see themselves becoming scientists. They don't see themselves becoming teachers, on and on and on and on and on. However, there is a avenue that has always been there, and that's trades. And I feel like this is a route that that's widely accessible to a lot more people. Because I tell people, especially young people, yes, you may not like school, that's why you don't want college, but you have to learn something in order to get to the next stage in life. And there's a lot of young kids, young people that are stuck in warehousing, fast food, working at Walmart, doing low paying jobs because they don't have skills to do something. So now that there's a bigger talk of trades or college, I feel like we are adding a lot more value into the American culture. Speaking of culture that we just speak, we're adding a lot more value into the American culture by showing kids and showing young people that there is an alternative to college, because college is not the only route that you can take to being successful. There are trades such as plumbing, air conditioning, even being a maintenance technician in a lot of these warehouses, which is a trade. Yes, guys, that is a trade. 1,000% better than working inside of the warehousing or getting your job replaced, because somebody has to maintain these warehouses. You're going to get better pay being in trades, doing air conditioning, doing electrical work, carpentry, welding. Lifestyle overall is better, and usually the schooling takes less time, and you still have a future that you can see. Trucking's also inside of there to me when it comes to trades. But yeah, y'all, I wanted to review this video. Let's go ahead and get into it.
This minus this.
For teens across the country weighing colleges and careers, a path on which many had long cooled is suddenly white hot once again as more of America's youngest workers take to the trades. At Wisconsin School of Technologies and Trades at Madison College, recent high school grads are filling classes and wait lists in construction, electric, plumbing, and welding. Nationwide, the number of 20 to 24-year-olds entering the trades is soaring, doubling among electricians and HVAC mechanics in the last decade.
Some have called Gen Z the tool belt generation. Does that ring true to you guys?
Yeah, I would say so.
You almost fall in love with it.
18-year-old welding students Ethan Dahlhoff and Grayson Chambus had both been accepted to four-year schools, but changed course.
I just decided, I want to work. I don't want to be in debt.
You don't want to be in debt.
Measure out an inch.
Instructors say that's a driving force, with more than half of American college students today graduating with debt, close to $29,000 on average.
Like the salary to debt ratio between me and people my age, I mean, we can have what they owe.
We can have what they owe.
Yeah.
Welding program director Tony Studi says this track is an easy sell.
You want to make $50,000? Can you afford to borrow $6,000 to come here for a year?
You just see their little teenage eyes light up.
Oh, yeah. And the parents, too.
Yeah, what do parents say?
Yeah, they're like, that's more than I make.
That reality drawing more women and people of color. Today, many on social media, where trades influencers showcase a hands-on career more alluring than classroom learning to even top students.
Yeah, historically, there's been a bit of a stigma attached to jobs in the trades. Maybe kids that were getting into trouble or didn't have a good academic record. Now that's not necessarily the case. It's not looked down upon as a career path.
An old path made new again by a generation forging their own future. Maggie Vespa, NBC News, Madison, Wisconsin.
Guys, I'm telling y'all, I love that this is coming back to the forefront, because I was in high school, y'all. I actually took a construction class where we learned carpentry, we learned plumbing, we learned electrical work. And that's actually what got me into being an electrical engineer instead of going into architecture, because I took an architect class and I was like, this ain't really it. But I did like working with the electricity. So I wanted to go to college. And that's the key. I wanted to go to college. So I knew I wanted to do STEM, and that would push me into becoming an electrical engineer. However, I also, because of this, I knew that there was another part of this, and that is trade works is a key for setting a base for society. It is 1,000%, guys. You can walk around and you can start working in a warehouse. You can start working at McDonald's, all that through your 20s and waste a lot of time. But as soon as you get into a trade, you enter into a whole nother world. You actually start making money, and it's less than a college degree. The only reason I feel like anybody should be going to college is for a STEM degree. Is some of the STEM degrees. That's it. That's it. Everything else I feel like is honestly, you can get it somewhere else. You can get it somewhere else. There's no reason. A lot of people have been going to college for the experience of college, wasting time. You can have an experience outside of college as well. See, a lot of people have been going to college for these experiences, getting in a lot of debt for no reason whatsoever. So if I wouldn't say me, but if you don't see yourself going to college, I'm telling y'all this now. You still need to go learn something. So you need to go and gain knowledge in something. Why not pick a trade and go into that and start making $50,000 on $6,000 of debt, like he said? And you will be possibly making more than your parents. That's for real, because college has been a lie and a scam to the American population for so long. For so long, especially in Black communities. All the Black community sees when it comes to extracurricular or outside of college, outside of high school, not college, outside of high school, the one route that everybody seems that to be that the only way you're going to make it is if you go to college. Go to college. That's for I'm saying for people who actually graduate, high school. They're going to say go to college. Because by then a lot of the sports dreams are out of the way. The only way you're going to be successful is to go into college. When there's been a whole hidden side of the economy, which is trade schools for both sexes. Nails are a big thing. Hair has to be done. Like I said, electrical work. Thousands of trades that are out there for people to get into that they are very successful. I know people that do hair, successful as all get out. And they were successful before me because I went to school for 5 years. It's a shortcut, bro. It's a shortcut that's beautiful. And I feel like if you are struggling in school, you are struggling to make it, you're not going to make it in college. Or if you just want to go to college for the experience and you are not enrolled in a STEM major, you need to look towards trades. Right now, look towards trades. If you don't see a future for yourself going to college and you don't know what your next step is going to be and you thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to go work in a warehouse. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go into trades right now. In trade schools, they're opening up classes like year round. You can get into them pretty much all the time. And the people in my life who I have seen go into trades, all of them are doing successful at this point. And we're all young. We're all 26, whatever. I know people who came out of college. They went and got a college degree. Of course, guys, basket weaving degrees. Wasted all this time. Wasted a lot of energy to be in college, to graduate, because it still takes a lot of time, energy to graduate and do all that. But the degree that they were going for, not in STEM, it wasn't worth it in the long run. And they ended up going, I'm talking about right after they got a degree, went straight into trades. Getting that bank right now. Getting that bank. Guys, trades is a secret life that we have just unlocked as an American culture that will lead, I feel like, to the American culture overall becoming uplifting the whole community as a whole, simply because finances matter in a lot of these things. A lot of parents can't focus on the culture of their household because they're focused on working. Because they're always at their job. Because they're struggling to put food on the table for the household. We can change that now by being one of the richest generations to exist by getting into trades. It's a cheat code for the American culture right now, I feel like, that will lead to more educated society. Just because opportunity is very important. Having the opportunity to succeed is very important. And when people can see that they have the opportunity to succeed, I feel like most times they will step up to the plate. But when you live in the hood and you don't see an opportunity for you to succeed, most of the time it does not go good for that person or society at all. It leads to them living a life of, well, who do I see succeeding? The drug dealers. Who do I see succeeding? The rappers. Who do I see succeeding? The athletes. And these things may not be the coolest, guys. It may not be the coolest, but I think it's cool when I see somebody who's in trades living a lifestyle better than some people that went to college. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I push it on pretty much anybody who doesn't see anything. Anybody who's working in a warehouse. Brody, you need to stop working here and go get a trade. That way you'll be working on maintaining this place instead of working on moving boxes in this warehouse. Working your 12-hour shifts, getting straight used, basically. Getting used. Hey, y'all, with that, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know how y'all feel about trades or college. College is a good route too, but trades has opened up a new route for us. Trades has opened up a new route for us. Guys, we are in 2025. It's a blessing to be in the 2025. So I want to just give y'all a little update on how I'm feeling, how 2025 is feeling. Guys, 2025, we will be changing. 2025, I haven't found my word for 2025. I've been looking around. Last year, y'all know, was hard work. It might be doubling down for me. But I think I need multiple words. Because I will continue to work harder this year, doubling down on things and adding things to make my life more difficult. You know, I'm trying to become a monster. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Trying to become a monster in content in general. Just doubling down on things, getting things better, getting my fitness better. It's a lot going on with 2025. However, just a few updates though. 2024, I definitely want to say thank you to that. Guys, I was going to post a whole video on all the accomplishments and all that stuff. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to share. I don't really just want to share all of my goals for next year because I'm more of a shower than a talking about it type guy. You know, I want to show y'all the things that I'm accomplishing in general. So the systems that I'm having in place, guys, we will be we starting the sobriety journey again at the beginning of the year. We do this every year. So y'all are definitely welcome to join the sobriety journey, guys. At the beginning of the year, we do it every single year. I've been doing it for the past 2 years. So this will be the 3rd year. No random weekend drinking, guys. No random weekend drinking, no week drinking. If you go on vacation, enjoy, have fun. However, I do drink on weekends. Cutting that out. We're cutting that out. No more drinking on weekends just because a lot of times it has me. I actually lose like a whole day because the next day, you know, you're doing all that recovery. So hopefully it makes me more productive and it clears my mind. I can think better to do that. So definitely make sure that y'all are fasting at the beginning of the year, cut something out, and then I need to double down on that gym, guys. I need to double down on the gym. I've been working so hard to get back in shape, and I need to double down on that, guys, which means eating right, being healthy, doing some fasting at the beginning of this year. So y'all will also, I've already been doing a lot of that stuff, guys, but just doubling down, staying consistent with that. That's why I said I don't know my word for this year yet. And it's a struggle not knowing it yet. Think I do, but I'll share that with y'all probably next week, my word for 2025. But 2025 is shaping out to be a great year. Yes, I already wrote down a lot of my goals, but y'all will know these goals as they happen. Like as they happen, I'll say, this was a goal I set for myself. We're now tackling it. Like we're at that goal now. We're going to achieve it and accomplish a lot of those things. Because I don't want to have stuff out there and then I feel like it's crazy, you know, not even if I don't accomplish it, but you know, a lot of people, they don't want to see you achieve your goals, aspirations. So I'm going to just show the goals as they get done and go from there. Hey, I'm not going to hold this too much longer. Go ahead and get up out of here. I hope y'all noticed. What did I tell y'all last time? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? I know y'all know what y'all used to seeing in that background. That little red window with the bed, with the comforter. Y'all was joning on me for so long talking about some get a comforter. Now you don't even see it, y'all. I told y'all I'm in the studio now. This is my studio. We in the studio for 2025 when we not on the road, y'all. So like I said, upgrading stuff little by little, just trying to get better in everything, every aspect out here. Let's make 2025 a good year, y'all. Happy New Year's. I hope all of y'all have set your goals and have got your systems into place. We'll talk more about it. We'll definitely talk more about that. On your way out the door, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out. Yes, sir.